Lord, we're getting close to a big moment for you, right? I mean, give us the update, like just the emotion, the feel, like as you're getting ready for this opportunity you've been working for a long time.
Yeah, just trying to stay real positive, doing like a lot of meditation, a lot of real specific practices with my coaches too. Man, I'm blessed to have the camp that I have because Bob Perez really is an incredible coach, and then Alex Cisne has been my head coach since I moved out here, and he's they're both just incredible guys, and so I'm really blessed to have very good sparring partners too. So Jacob Berry is a guy that I've worked with for like my last 5 fights, and then there's a kid named Paris Moran who is fighting locally. He's a pro. I think he's like 4-1 or something, and he's a natural southpaw. He's about my size, and he's been kickboxing since he was 11, so he can really give me a good look. And I think we have a good idea what to expect, and just kind of getting my eyes used to what I think we're gonna see, and yeah, just trying to enjoy the ride, man, because I keep telling myself, like, this isn't gonna last forever. Like, someday you're gonna be too old to fight, and you're gonna be buying tickets to go back to the UFC, you know, so enjoy this moment. And it's a really cool time. It's a cool time to be me, but it's also just a cool time to be like a part of the crew that I'm a part of right now, because Derrick's fighting for the title tonight, and like the vibe around our gym and around Houston in general is just, it's so awesome. It's so awesome.
So I was going to ask you, like, your decision to be here tonight. Like, obviously, I know you want to come support Derrick. Well, I mean, was there any talk to, like, you know, I'm getting ready for a world title fight. I probably need to stay home, relax, do that thing, you know, not do that. So was that part of the discussion? And how did you get to this? No, we're going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired. I'm training hard, you know, and so I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll just stay home and be by myself. And I was like, fuck that, get off your ass. Like, you know, Saturdays are my rest day. I take Saturdays off, and so I got up this morning and did my stretching. You know, I do a lot of ice bath and hot bath for recovery and stuff, and then took a nap, and I'm good to go, man. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I got to wonder, when you walk in, and obviously we're back in front of the big crowds and the big arenas and all that, I mean, do you think, like, this is about to be me in a month or so? I mean, is it like kind of a surreal feeling?
Yeah, I love coming to the fights before I fight, because like it's not just the feeling in the arena, but it's also like checking out the lights in the octagon. Like, they're real bright when you're in there, you know, and just kind of getting a feel for what it's going to be like to, you know, feel the music pumping, be backstage, be in the arena. You know, when you see the walkouts, like, and then for me, a big deal is to see the lights that are in the octagon. It's really helped a lot. I think you just kind of get to do a little bit better of a mental walkthrough yourself, you know, so yeah.
Well, my last thing for me, and we'll obviously get to talk more before the fight, but what is you think the biggest thing in preparing for Valentina? I mean, is it the technical aspects of the preparation, or is it the mental aspects? You know, when you have a dominant champion, sometimes people are a little bit overwhelmed. So what do you think is the bigger factor here, the technical training or the mental training?
The mental training. Fighting is like 100% mental. You know, and obviously that's only partially true, but man, I think all of sports, it's like if your mind is in the right place, you're capable of doing incredible things, and that's really why I started this journey way back in the day. I really wanted to know what I was capable of. That's why I took my first fight ever, was because I wanted to know, like, could I do it? Like, how much heart do I have? Am I capable of doing something like that? And that goalpost has been moved so much throughout my career, and so that's always kind of the question that I'm asking myself, is what am I capable of? And you know, over the last 10, 12 years, I've really surprised myself, and I've surprised the people around me, and it's been an incredible journey. I don't think it's going to end September 25th either. I really believe I'm capable of amazing things.
Hey, Lauren, down here to your right. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. When we were here in Houston in May, Derrick was in the same place that you are right now, and he didn't have an opponent at the time, but he said that if there's one person that he wanted to fight, it would be you, Lauren Murphy. Did you respond to his call out?
Yeah, we spar in the gym all the time, me and Derrick. We go back and forth, too. I mean, I don't want to brag, but I've knocked him down a few times.
When you say spar, do you mean verbal or physical?
Both, yeah.
It seems like you guys have a good time in the gym. That you guys are kind of like a little bit of an odd couple, a little bit of an odd pair, but it seems like you guys kind of like trade those, you know, chop busting here and there.
Yeah, I think the thing that Derrick and I have in common is that, well, we have a lot in common, actually. Like, we're both underdogs a lot. I think we surprise people a lot with what we can actually do when we fight. We both believe in our team a lot, and we both keep it real, you know. So when I talk to Derrick, I don't feel like I'm talking to somebody that's putting on a show or somebody that's, you know, got an agenda. When I talk to Derrick, he keeps it real, and he knows the same thing about me. So it's not every day that you find somebody that's as real as we are, and so I think that's really what we relate the most on. You know, both of us have pasts before fighting that we can kind of relate about. And yeah, we actually have more in common, I think, than people think. But I respect Derrick a lot. I really respect him a lot, and I'm gonna be screaming tonight for him. I know he's gonna do it. He's gonna win. He's gonna be the one true knockout king.
When you moved here to Houston and started training, you know, with Bob and with Derrick, I assume you didn't really know Derrick all that well. Like, was he different than maybe you had thought, you know, when you first got to the gym? Like, well, how the you know, the public kind of perceives him to be?
Not really. I mean, Derrick is a funny guy, and we fought on the same card in Legacy before either of us were in the UFC, and I don't know, he just has always struck me as like a real person. He kind of just wants to be left alone. He doesn't want to mess with a bunch of bullshit, and I think I mean, everybody kind of knows that about Derrick, you know, so it's not like, no, I didn't really have any like false notions about him.
So he obviously has this big chance tonight, and then, you know, in a month you get your title shot. I mean, how amazing would that be, you know, to bring, you know, 2 gold belts back to the gym in a span of 2 months?
I dream about it every day. I imagine what it's going to be like for us to stand next to each other with our belts over our shoulders. And our team around us is just going to be so proud and know that we all did it together. You know, it really has been a team effort up to this point, and I think about it all the time. I imagine it, I visualize it, I dream about it. I want that badly for us.
Thanks, Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ms. Murphy.
Hello.
You said earlier a big part of your training right now is staying positive. Has positivity been an issue in the past, or just kind of staying focused, or just does the grind just get to you some days?
Sure. I mean, I think there's people that are naturally more like inclined to be positive than others. Like, it's definitely something that I struggled with even before I was fighting. Like, just the way I grew up, the way I was raised, like, positivity was not something that I learned to value the whole time I was growing up. And I've learned to value, like, the power of positivity since I started fighting. And I'm really putting it into practice and minding what I say and minding my thoughts and doing mental exercises, like things like meditation and a lot of visualization and stuff like that. But, you know, the power of positivity is real, and it's changed my life, actually.
And I know you talked about, you know, Derrick Lewis being a great training partner and all, but can you talk about Bob Perez in particular? Is he? How many camps have you been with him now?
I've done 5 camps with Bob Perez, and I've done 9 camps with Alex Cisne. So I've done 9 fights with Alex. He took me through Legacy. He took me through Invicta. And he's taken me through this win streak in the UFC. And then I started working with Bob when I moved out here proper, 2019. So it was cool. I met Bob in Dallas, and we just hit it off right away. He was a very positive guy. He respected me a lot. He treated me with respect, and it had actually been a long time since. It really opened my eyes to the way a coach should treat an athlete, and the way that, like, he made me believe in myself. It was something I hadn't felt in a long time. And so when I started working, like, I was like, I need to move back to Houston, and I stayed with Janae and Alex. I stayed at their house, and I told Alex, hey, you know, you're my coach, and I love you, but I also want to work with Bob Perez. And Alex was like, cool, that guy is awesome. He was like, I've seen him at local shows. I've seen him, you know, at local fights. He was like, I would like to work with him. Alex does some kickboxing himself, so he was actually going to China to compete in the World Championships, and he ended up training with Bob also. And I just loved that they could work together, because in this sport, so many coaches talk badly about each other, and there's a lot of negativity between coaches, and it just wasn't like that from the very beginning. Our team has been very solid, even though, like, my husband works for Henzo's, Bob works for Main Street, Alex works for Gracie Baja. They all come together for me, and so I know they have my best interests at heart, and they all respect each other. They have the best things to say about each other, and they all listen to each other, you know. So it's a really cool team.
So much positivity. Awesome.
Yeah, look how much it's paid off though. Like my life has changed so much in the last 2 years. And when I think about like what I want to say after I fight, I think about those guys because it's almost not fair that I get to have like these great moments and have a lot of glory, and they really kind of sit in the back and watch it. Like, have you guys heard of Alex Cisne? Except for when I mention him? No, he doesn't get a lot of credit, but he should. Bob Perez should have been on that list for Coach of the Year. Like, really, those guys deserve a ton of credit for what they've done, not just with me, but with all the fighters that they work with, and the way that they work with each other should be the way that all coaches work with each other in this sport.
Thank you.
Houston's gotten a lot of UFC love recently. Been here 3 times in the last 18 months. A lot of Houston fighters in UFC. What's that like for you to see Houston so well represented?
I love it. I love Houston. I'm from Alaska, and I've always thought of like Texas as like the southern Alaska. Like the people are the 2 biggest states in the nation. The people are very similar. They all just, you know, they want to be left alone. They want to do their own thing. They believe a lot in like personal freedom. And in Alaska, there's a lot of hippies, and down here there's a lot of cowboys, and like it just really reminds me a lot of my home state, but with better weather and more sunshine. So I love it here. I love Houston. The food is good. The people are nice. The training is awesome. And I've just thrived here, man. This is my place. We good? Cool. I'm starting.